Hello everybody and welcome to episode 5 of the Create Flavored Modpack. In between episodes, I did quite a bit of work. As you can see, I have some low-level enchantments on my gear now. So I have an enchanting table set up now. And the system has changed a little bit. Yeah, this is kind of crazy. It's kind of like playing with Tetris pieces. The point is you're supposed to stack as many enchantments in as you can. So yeah, that's a little bit of a work in progress. I also did a little bit of exploring and managed to find a jungle. We can take a look at the map. It's just up here. I think it's actually technically a rainforest. But there's a jungle village up here. There weren't too many actual villagers there. There was also a temple over here. Well, it's not a jungle temple. It's not a jungle temple. It's more of a dungeon. I definitely want to take a look at that at some point. And last but not least, I finally upgraded the mining machine, so now it has a clutch. And this is pretty useful. Like say for example, you want to take a step away from the mining process. If you don't have any chunk loaders, things like that will happen where, yeah, for some reason it ignores like a layer or two of stone and then just keeps going down. So I'm gonna have to go back down there and clear that out. So what I want to do today is get some mechanical crafters set up. We're gonna need, I believe it's 12 or 15. I'll have to check out the numbers later on. So we can actually craft the crushing wheels. Oh, okay. Look, it says it right here. It requires 21. Before we're able to make the crafters though, I'm gonna need some more brass because I'm already down to 6. And I believe we're gonna need more than double that for this project. While we're waiting for that, have you checked if you're subscribed? You may be watching most of my videos and not realize you haven't subscribed yet. Subscribing will keep you up to date on new videos in this series, videos from the 100 Days series, and maybe any other videos that I might do. It's free, it costs nothing, and it makes me happy, so might as well do it, right? Alright, so the first thing we're gonna need is quite a few brass casings. And there we go, there's our first mechanical crafters. Now it looks like I'm short on what are these things called? Electron tubes. We may need to go back to the nether and get some more quartz. So there is finally all of our mechanical crafters. Fortunately, I didn't have to go back to the nether. So I'm actually going to build it inside of this building. And I believe there's a specific way we need to build this. These are all facing up, so I don't think that's what I want. Not that it matters too much, but... yeah, I'm not exactly certain how to get them to face the way you want them to. So if we take a look at the crushing wheel recipe, we can see that we're going to need a 3x3 in the center, 3 down below, 3 on each side. So what I'll do is put these here, 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 there. Go something like that, and then I need just 3 more up top. And something I noticed after building this building is it's actually an even number instead of an odd, so yeah, this thing's gonna be off center. Sorry about that. Alright, for this I'm gonna need my wrench. And if I just right click, it should start rotating them in the correct direction. And I want these all facing down and towards the center and eventually down here. So this is where all of them will end up. So this one should be facing down as well. That one down, this one to the right, etc. Next up, we're gonna need to power this thing, and it requires a cog. Now, hopefully this line here will be fast enough. I may have to modify this a little bit just to get a little bit more speed out of it. And while I'm back at the base, I might as well grab all the materials that we need. So it looks like we're gonna need, I think that's about 16 andesite alloy. Need some planks and some sort of stone. Alright, so I just hooked it up and I got the advancement, so I think that means it'll work. So all we'll need to do now is place all of our ingredients inside. We're going to put all the andesite alloys around the outer rim, a stone in the middle, and 4 planks. And yeah, it's going. This animation is so cool. Alright. Nice. And one more. Hey, there it is. Fortunately, this recipe makes 2, so yeah, we won't have to do that again for a while. So what I want to do with this initial set of wheels is actually set up sort of an ore processing plant unit thing. I don't know what to call it. Basically, this will allow us to get additional ores and even sometimes some nuggets out of each of our ores. This system won't be automatic right now, but it will allow us to manually place any items that we need crushed into it. We can even turn raw iron into crushed iron. A little bit of experience nuggets. And we may add a washing system to this as well. Alright, so I think I'm going to flatten this area out and make it sort of look like some sort of a construction area. I'm going to be using coarser and gravel to give it sort of a roughed up look. And then we'll place some crushing wheels here. I want to put most of my heavy machinery over here. So like these crushing wheels, some of the other stuff that we can maybe get in the future. That sort of thing. So the supplies for this build is going to be pretty simple. All we're going to need is a water wheel for the power source. A few shafts, I'll probably need a few more. Our crushing wheels, obviously, a couple of chests, and belts. This is the finished location here. I'm not sure what to actually call it. But yeah, it looks super cool. I really like these chain link fences. I kind of wish they had these in vanilla. They are a little bit expensive because they each require a few chains, which aren't too bad, but yeah, it definitely takes a lot of iron. So what I want to do now is find a suitable location in here. I want to have a few machines in here, so I'll probably maybe tuck this over to either the right side or the left side. I'm leaning towards the right side, actually. I just want to build the crushing wheels a few blocks off the ground. Maybe in this direction, something like that. We'll have some shafts up above it. So somewhere, maybe like this if it'll let me place it. Yep. Actually, I need it here instead. That should be good. And we just want one down here, roughly. A belt. Ooh. And I forgot one other thing we're gonna need. We're gonna need some andesite funnels to take the items out of here. So this will be our input. Any items in here will get pulled out and crushed inside the wheels. The output's gonna be pretty simple. All we're gonna need is a belt directly beneath this. And we can go maybe... we'll go this way. I do want to decorate this a little bit. But for now, this is, we're just gonna leave it like this. Just to kind of show off the mechanics behind it. So this will be our output, and then we'll just put another chest here, and a chest on top like that. So if you put an item in here, the belt will take it out, drop it inside of here. These will crush it up, and this belt will pull it out and put it into this chest. Next up, I'm actually going to need a few more shafts because we're going to get our water wheel placed down. And the location of this doesn't exactly matter, but I do want to put it somewhere beneath, and then we'll just bring the power up. So I think that's a pretty good location. Go something like this. We need some water. And if we place it on top, it should be rotating this way. We may need to adjust that later on. It sort of depends on, yeah, how we configure everything. So the first thing we're gonna need here, and I forgot to bring them. We're gonna need probably 4 or 5, shoot, what are these things called? Gearboxes. Alright, so first things first, we're gonna put a gearbox here. That'll bring the power out this way. We're gonna convert probably about 3 of them into verticals. And we can bring the power up that way. Attach one here. And I'm not sure if we'll need one on that side. Okay, so we're gonna have to actually use 2 verticals. That way it points in and spins towards the center. And we'll also have this one spinning towards the center. So this is roughly what the layout of the gears is going to be. We have a couple of vertical gear shifts over here. A belt that kind of connects them over this way. So one of them is getting rotated this way by this gearbox. And the other one is just using the reverse input of that. So they're both spinning inwards. Next, I just added a few gearboxes here to get this belt spinning. And we can connect these 2 up. Something like that. So that is pretty much the entire machine working. I don't want to die, so I'm not going to go down in there. Alright, this will be a good opportunity to test the system out. So I'm just going to place an andesite funnel there and there, one at the input and one on the output. For now, I think I'm just going to go with a stack of cobblestone. That should take them out one at a time. They'll go up here. Okay. So I'm actually going to add a few blocks here to make sure that they actually go inside. Something like that. It really should only need one. Yeah, they should be coming out as gravel. Nice. And it seems like some of them are getting stuck up on these casings up here, so I'm just going to add a full wall right there. That should prevent them from getting stuck here. Alright, so next what I want to do is get started on a washing machine. If we take a look at the bulk washing recipes, we can convert concrete powder into regular concrete, get clay from sand, convert any of the ore types into nuggets with additional recipe chances. So, for example, crushed copper can be turned into 9 copper nuggets and a 50% chance for clay balls. That'll be huge for getting additional recipes and ingredients. One of the big things that we can get is actually nether quartz from soul sand. We can also get gunpowder from crushed zinc ore. The possibilities are pretty much endless with bulk washing, so I think it'll be a good opportunity to make a washing machine. But first, I'm gonna have to run the mining machine because I am pretty much all out of iron. Alright, so I was looking through the recipe book, and it turns out that crimsite can actually be crushed into iron. So, I thought I'd test it out. Yeah, there we go. We got some crushed iron ore and an iron nugget. I already had a ton of this stuff, so, like, might as well use it, right? It is a nice looking block, and I think I might build with it sometime in the future, but for now, it's just iron to me. And I don't know why, but creepers really like the front door here. Yeah, I see you. Alright, this system should be pretty simple. All we're gonna need is an input and output chest, a few belts, some shafts, and some encased fans. We're gonna go with 3 for now. We might need to add more, or possibly we'll just speed it up. And again, we're gonna use a water wheel for power. The fans themselves actually require iron sheets, so yep, we're back here, and we're gonna press them. Alright, and because this system's gonna be pretty simple, I think I'm just gonna put it over here, across from the crushing wheels. We'll just have our input on this side and output on the other. And something I keep forgetting is the funnels. We'll grab some more of that later on, though. So we'll just need 3. Just a 3 wide belt there. We'll put our 3 fans back here. And actually, I think I want to move the system up by 1 because we're actually going to need water in front of the fans. And we're also going to need to provide the fans with power. Alright, so right now this is roughly what the system should look like. We should have an andesite funnel on either side, a spruce chest, or any sort of chest really. 3 here in the middle, and our fans back here. Then what we'll want to do in a little bit, not quite yet, is we'll put our water here. That'll blow the water onto the fans. I have a sign here in the middle that should keep the water back. I'm actually going to test that really quick. Yeah, that'll be perfect. And down below the system somewhere, we're going to want a water wheel. I might actually go 1 lower. And the direction of the fans does matter, by the way. So we can test 1 for now. We're gonna have to do a little bit of trickery with this. Let's get another shaft. And yep, that's blowing out. So that's the direction that we're actually gonna want. But what I'm actually gonna do is pull the power a little bit further out. Something like that. And on the middle one, we'll also have that come out. And we'll just hook the belt from there to there. And a shaft on either side, and hook them all up with a belt. Perfect. Last but not least, we're going to need the input and output belt to be moving as well, so we're just going to hook it up with a belt, and we're at kind of the wrong angle for this. So what I'll do instead is on the other side, I've just added a belt coming off the other side of the water wheel, and coming out and up on this belt. Now that's going to pull it the wrong way, so what I'm actually going to do is replace this shaft right here with a gearbox, and that should, yep, that'll bring it the right way. Last step is to put the water down and give her a test run. I have some crushed iron here, so hopefully that will go slowly enough that it will get converted. And unfortunately not. So what we can do actually instead, what I did here, is just provide the water wheel with a little bit less power. And that turns it down just enough so that everything can get converted. So in terms of decoration for this area, I'm going to be using iron plates for the machinery itself. I want them to feel sort of like they were pretty much ripped directly from like an abandoned factory or something. So maybe these are the older models of machines that they might have used, something like that. I also want to add some andesite casings to the belts themselves, so it looks something like that. So what I'm going to do now is make one more machine. I think I'm going to do it off camera. It's going to be exactly like this machine, except instead of bulk washing, we're going to be bulk smelting. Bulk blasting is actually the name of it. So if we take a look at some of the recipes here, it's basically exactly just a furnace. Yeah, it's not going to cost us any fuel. We can convert sand into glass, stone into cracked stone, all sorts of things, even converting basalt into smooth basalt. Basically anything a furnace can do, with the benefits of not costing any fuel. So I'll quickly make that off camera and then we'll come back. By the way, if you guys are following along with me, this might be a good opportunity to pause the video and try to build the contraption for yourself. Alright, and there it is. You might notice that I added glass to this one and to the water one. Yeah, I found out the hard way, if you stand in front of this, you can actually get caught on fire, so... yeah, that's always fun. So I've had this thing running for a little bit, just smelting up some glass. And yeah, it's running pretty much perfectly. Alright, so for the rest of the video, I kind of want to talk about infrastructure for our world here. Now, I keep talking about trains. Don't worry, trains are coming. Maybe next episode. We'll see how much grinding I can do off camera to get all of the materials that I need. I should be able to do it pretty fine right now, but I want to make sure that I have everything that I need for it. But in terms of being able to walk from place to place, I definitely want paths between everywhere. So we'll have a path running from this building to here. And I know it's kind of hard to imagine this without something here. But I'm gonna have... So this is gonna be sort of a city center. So this is just the first building within the city center. We'll also have other buildings on the other side of the street. So we'll probably have a path that's about 7, maybe 9 blocks wide. Buildings here. We'll have like our iron factory. Maybe a chocolate factory? Maybe. I know that chocolate's in this pack. So yeah, definitely want to get into that. I'm also going to make a bakery next here, next door to my main base, and a sandwich shop. That will supply us with food for basically the rest of the series. But in order to get all the flour and other materials that we're going to need for that, we're going to have a train line running through here. So over here, I want to have a train station and maybe some sort of a like a container yard over here. So this part over here will be more industrial than over there. That'll be more city-like. And we'll have a line coming through here for the trains. Before we're able to get into the trains, we're actually going to need to carve a path through this mountain and the one behind it. Yeah, that's pretty much the only way I see getting over and around here. So we'll have sort of a central, much less central now that I've pretty much moved out of this area. But we'll definitely have a tunnel here for trains. And yeah, we'll have a walking path sort of going through this area, maybe going around it. Not too sure yet. Then the path will, well, the tracks will continue this way all the way out to the other farms that are out there. I want to have multiple trains running at the same time on our tracks. So we're going to have a few, you know, loopy rounds. I'm not a trains expert, so most of these terms are going to be made up. But we're going to have some loops where the trains can turn around. Some switching, so like if there's one train going this way and one coming this way, they won't collide. And yeah, most of this can be achieved through the new train stuff, specifically the train signals and observers. And at each stop, I want to have everything automatically added to the trains. That way, pretty much everything is automatically brought to me rather than having to go to it. It does mean we're going to have to chunk load a few areas. Now, trains themselves don't actually need to be chunk loaded, but that's just if they're automatically going through the loops and stuff, if they're traveling on the tracks. But if they're actually going to be unloading and loading cargo, then yeah, those areas will need to be chunk loaded. So I think in between episodes, I'm going to get some roads set up and established throughout the world, and sort of get everything as connected up as possible. And hopefully we can get started on some trains soon, yeah? Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you next time. Peace.